The Mfn principle is one of the main pillars of the MTS. It ensures non-discrimination between trading partners. If a WTO member grants to a country an advantage, it has to give such advantage to all WTO members.
In general, the Mfn principles ensures that every time a WTO member lowers a trade barrier, or opens up a market, it has to do so for the like goods or services from all WTO members, without regard of the member's economic size or level of development. It is worth noting that the Mfn principle requires to accord to WTO members any advantage given to any other country, member or not of the WTO. The opposite is not an obligation. The Mfn principle applies in the field of trade in goods, trade in services, and trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights, TRIPS. Suppose that Varnin and Malaysia are WTO members, while Tristat is not. Assume that Varnin applies a 20% tariff on imports of tomatoes coming from all WTO members. Malaysia is a big exporter of tomatoes interested in increasing its exports of tomatoes to Varnin. During a WTO negotiating round, Malaysia seeks to negotiate the customs duty rate on tomatoes with Varnin. After long and difficult bilateral meetings, Varnin agrees to give Malaysia duty-free access for tomatoes, 0% tariff. Does Varnin have to extend the 0% tariff on tomatoes to all WTO members? Yes.
According to the Mfn principle, Varnin has to extend the 0% tariff, duty-free access, on like tomatoes from all WTO members, because all WTO members should enjoy the most favorable treatment for tomatoes granted by Varnin. Could Varnin apply a 10% tariff on imports of tomatoes from Tristat, non-WTO member, while providing duty-free access for tomatoes, 0% tariff, to WTO members? Yes. Varnin can give an advantage to a product from the WTO members, without having to extend such advantage to non-members. In other words, only WTO members benefits from the most favorable treatment.
Could Varnin apply a 10% tariff on imports of tomatoes from WTO members, while providing duty-free access for tomatoes, 0% tariff, from Tristat, non-member? No. All WTO members must benefit from the better treatment given to any country, member or not. One relevant issue is whether the tomatoes from Malaysia are like products vis-à-vis tomatoes from other members.
If they are not like products, different treatment may be applied. In the example, we are assuming that the tomatoes from Malaysia and those from other WTO members are like products, and therefore, the benefit, 0% tariff, shall apply to all members. It is important to note that there are exceptions to the Mfn principle. If one of the permitted exceptions to the Mfn principle applies, Varnin would not need to extend the 0% tariff given to tomatoes from Malaysia to all other members.